Can the market still continue to sell off even after SQQQ is up 5.3% today? What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. And again, this is just from my experience. So let's go ahead and break this down. So I didn't continue to trade SQQQ. I closed it out at the day, left myself with the one lucky share, just like I shared with you guys on today's earlier video. It made $31,905.81 on the day. Very great for it. This is not my average, an average day for me. This is a really, really big day. One of the things that I want to talk about is people looked at the overall NASDAQ market and they're like, hey, NASDAQ market is retesting previous support levels. It has to bounce. And although I do agree that, yes, we are testing previous support levels, it makes sense for NASDAQ market to bounce here. But I want to remind you of what's to come tomorrow. This is all going to be released pre-market, and this is all just, again, you can decide what you want to choose to do. But something that contributed, it wasn't the main reason, but something that contributed to today's sell-off was that the job openings, the JOLTS report, came out at 10 a.m., and I'll show you this exactly. 10 a.m. Eastern time. So at 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 30 minutes after the market opened, right? Because market opens at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We can see here, 30 minutes, 10 a.m., right? You see the nice little 10 here on the Webull platform. Boom, sell off, and that is when we went downhill. We were indicating signs of an uptrend. It is what contributed and what might have sparked the initial sell-off. But again, treasury yields being as high as they are, being a more attractive and safer form of investment for long-term investors, pretty much people pulling money out of the stock market into treasury yields. That's one of the contributing factors. The second contributing factor is the job openings, right? This came in at 9.6 when the previous came in at 8.9, meaning that more job openings are available. And what this is telling us in correlation to tomorrow's ADP employment change. So now this, again, should have a little bit more impact because this will tell us truly, according to ADP, how the labor market is doing. And one of the main reasons that, again, the market digested today's data in a negative way is that there are more job opens, right? Which are necessarily a good thing if you're looking for a job, which supports a strong labor market. But remember, we're looking at these economic reports through the eyes of the Federal Reserve. And if they see that the economy is not slowing down and they see the risk of inflation picking back up again because of a strong labor market and a strong economy, then they can justify more rate hikes. And that's the big if. If this report comes in better than what was expected, so let's say the ADP unemployment change comes in lower than what was expected, meaning that, again, the overall situation when it comes down to the labor market is showing that the labor market is stronger than what was expected, then you can expect that the market might react in a negative way because the labor market's doing better than what was expected. And this can give the Federal Reserve, again, enough data to support. Maybe we'll do one more rate hike by the end of 2023, which in all honesty shouldn't be a surprise. Jerome Powell said it in his last speech after the last CPI data report that 12 out of the people who voted, right? It was a total, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was like 19 total members of the Federal Reserve. 7 voted for no, 12 voted for yes for an interest rate hike of at least of a quarter of a basis points by the end of 2023. So this is where, again, we're looking at it too closely in the sense that if you're a day trader, yes, it's important because, you know, it does influence the market's performance for the day. Is tomorrow's ADP employment change going to be detrimental to the company? No, not in the grand scheme of things, right? And I think that's what's important to note, right? There's the microeconomics and then there's the macro lens of the economic, of how the market is doing, right? And I think that's just something to take into consideration before you overcomplicate your trading or begin to be too one-sided, right? Of like, oh no, market has to crash now or market has to recover now. Anytime that you put yourself in a position where the market has to do something, that's not necessarily, in my opinion, a position to succeed, right? Because who knows, right? Tomorrow's report, the market might just digest it in a different way and the market for all of a sudden might just begin to recover. And if that's the case, then guess what? I'll choose to go long with the bulls. If the market ends up selling off, then I'll just choose to go long with the bears. I have my opinions as well, as I love to share them here on YouTube, but at the end of the day, we all know what matters most. And it's not my opinion. It's not your opinion. You and I, we're irrelevant to the stock market. It's about what the market decides to do for that given day, right? As a day trader, it's our job to dance with the market. So if we respect the picture that it paints for that direction for the day, then we can normally do pretty well, right? If direction is clear enough. But if we choose to step on its toes when we're trying to dance with it and we go against it, then again, we really get hurt. And that's probably how a lot of the bulls felt today. And it wasn't that you did anything super overcomplicated wrong with your trading. It was mainly that probably, again, you weren't focused on direction because you were so opinionated and thinking that the market had to recover when it doesn't, right? So let's remove that emotion. Let's remove those opinions that overwhelm and cloud our thinking, or at least our trading, and not overcomplicate it, right? That's what I'm really excited to do in front of my LPP team tomorrow. So again, it's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes before the market opens. The ADP unemployment change is going to be released. And I'm just excited to be able to be hosting that live stream with our LPP team. I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be the second link in the description down below. If you have any questions even before watching that live, shoot me a direct message via Discord or via Instagram. And that's the first or third link in the description down below. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope that we're in a thumbs up. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.